us on stage today is none other than the world famous Lori Sawyer, with us today from Clean Cut Fitness and Nutrition. Lori and I are just so super aligned. We're both moms. Let's hear about your background.
So, it's so funny because I never in my life thought I would be here. In my mind, I always wanted to be an athletic trainer, and that's what I went to school for. And it was great. I worked anywhere from a little high school to I worked at UCLA. It was amazing, right? But then real life came into play with getting married and being a mom. And I decided that I was going to step back from that a little bit. And I was like, I'm going to go back once my kids get a little older. But I didn't want to just be that stay-at-home mom. That's just not me, right? And so I started my own stroller fitness business. So it was called Mommy Moves, and it started with 4 women in a park. So long story short, we grew virtually, and through ups and downs and figuring out how to do it, we've created a 6-week signature program.
What were some of those things that really enabled you to do that?
Yeah, I think I got really lucky. I think I was able to go to work with my kids. And I wanted to be with my kids, right? And I found a way to put it together. So I think that, number one, fueled me. And I think going back to support, where just because I was leading the program didn't mean I didn't need those moms as much as they needed me.
It's not always the yellow brick road, and so I love that in terms of thinking like that you do have to put yourself out there and take risk. And when it feels uncomfortable, that's probably the moment, that's the right moment.
You have to get uncomfortable to be successful. And that pertains to everything in life. So taking that step forward, even if you don't want to, is most likely you're gonna learn something, or you're gonna be successful.
What can we all sort of learn from that so that we don't make the mistakes everybody else does?
The number one thing that we say to people on day one is, please open your mind to learning something new, because you're here because something else failed, because you're looking for X, Y, and Z. And another big thing is people come in looking for the quick fix. There is no quick fix in nutrition. It's hard work. It's getting uncomfortable. And, we have people say like, why are you different than everybody else out there? We're live, we're real, we're not cookie cutter. And just the things we just talked about prior, the education, the support, learning to balance and not all or nothing.
Yeah. What's your take on keto, Whole30, right?
There's nothing wrong. I'm going to make that clear right now. There's nothing wrong with any of them. However, they're all very extreme. And it's really hard to live that long term. A lot of people like the discipline of all those, but are they going to sustain that discipline? So we border on all of them. There's a little bit of all of that in our program, but it's meshed together to where people can live it long term.
Yeah, we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the fact that right now people are in a really challenging time. They're a challenging time from a mental health perspective, very challenging financially. Like, how do I do this and, still also be mindful of the finances?
Yeah. Great question. So one big thing I want to say is not everything you eat has to be organic. For example, a banana. So you need to go to the food store anyway. What can you take out that is not a healthy choice and put something else in that is a healthy choice? And the other thing I'm going to say is that when you're eating, we eat too much. The United States of America eats too much food, period. So your grocery cart may have $100 worth of crap in it and it's overfilled.
Yeah, mine does.
You may have $100 worth of healthier foods in it and it's not as filled, but you're going to be fuller, longer, and more satisfied with healthier, nutrient-dense foods. And you're allowed to have some junk in your cart. I have junk in my cart, right? But I also have healthy stuff in my cart.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like that's where you guys come in. We have this principle, but then we're sort of like, what do I?
It's a lot.
Dive in.
It's a lot. I understand why people are not successful because, again, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
And not everything works for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's finding what works for you.
Okay, let's leave everyone with, what is Lori Sawyer's favorite indulgence?
Oh, Girl Scout cookies. Hands down. That's not even enough. That's Girl Scout cookies and ice cream. And wine. Wine. Yes.
I totally feel on all of those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I incorporate them in my life, right? Girl Scout cookies come once a year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feel guilty eating them once a year.
It's on the record.
Yes. Perfect is boring, team.
Okay, so how does everybody find you?
Sure. Yeah, so it's cleancutfit.com. We're on Instagram at Clean Cut Fit Nutrition and Facebook at Clean Cut Fit.
Fine.
You can always send us a message or DM us with any questions or anything. We'd be happy to answer them.
Super thrilled to have you, Lori. Thank you so much.
So fun.
Steelcast
Thank you for
is
having
new,
me.
So we're just rocking this. Super fun. And
Totally fun.
see
Thank
you guys next week.
Bye, guys.